Srila Bhakti-Vasudeva Swami Maharaja. Jaya Vishnu Paramahamsa Parigrahacharya. Astotra Sata Sistema Divine Grace, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Goswami Prabhupada. Aranta Koti Vaishnavina Ki Jaya. Namacharya Asri Haridasa Kura Ki Jaya. Pramsi Kahao Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda. Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Rasada Sri Gaura Bhaktivinoda Ki Jaya. Sri Radha Krishna Gopal Gopinath Sri Radha Krishna Ki Jaya. Vrindavan Mathura Dham Ki Jaya. Sri Mayapanava Dev Dham Ki Jaya. Jagannathpuri Ayodhya Dham Ki Jaya. Gangamaya Yamunamaya Ki Jaya. Srimati Tulsi Devi Bhakti Devi Ki Jaya. Swami Vivek Bhaktivinoda Ki Jaya. Nitai Guru Premanam Ki Jaya. All glories to the Son of the Lord.
Hare Krishna.
All glories to the Son of the
Hare
Lord.
Krishna.
All glories to the Son of the Lord. All glories to Sigur and Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So we take our reading from Bhagavad-gita as text, chapter 5, text 13, 1-3. Title of the chapter is Karma Yoga, Action in Krishna Consciousness. Action in Krishna Consciousness. So, Bhagavad-gita 5:13. Sarva karmani manasa sanyasyaste sukham vasi navadvare pure dehi neva kurvamakaya. Word for word translation. Please kindly respond. Repeat. Sarva.
Sarva.
All. Karmani. Activities. Manasa. By the mind. Sanyasya. Giving up. Aste. Remains. Sukham. In happiness. Vasi. One who is controlled. Navadvare. In the place where there are 9 gates. Pure. In the city. Dehi. The embodied soul. Na. Never. Eva. Certainly. Kurvan. Doing anything. Na. Not. Karayam. Causing to be done. Translation proposed by Divine Grace is concerned. Srila Bhachan being the Bhakti Vasudeva Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada. When the embodied living being controls his nature and mentally renounces all actions, he resides happily in the city of 9 gates, the material body, neither working nor causing work to be done. Please kindly respond. Repeat. When the embodied living being controls his nature, and mentally renounces all actions, he resides happily in the city of 9 gates, the material body, neither working nor causing work to be done. Purport. The embodied soul lives in the city of 9 gates. The activities of the body, or the figurative city of the body, are conducted automatically by its particular modes of nature. The soul, although subjecting himself to the conditions of the body can be beyond those conditions if he so desires. If he so desires. Owing only to forgetfulness of his superior nature, he identifies with the material body and therefore suffers. By consciousness, he can revive his real position and thus come out of his embodiment. Therefore, when one takes to Krishna consciousness, one at once becomes completely aloof from bodily activities. In such a controlled life, in which his deliberations are changed, he lives happily within the city of 9 gates. The 9 gates are mentioned as follows. Namadvare Puredehi, Hamsu Lilayate Lahi, Vasa Sadasa Lokasya, Stavarasya Sarasya. The Supreme Personality of God who is living within the body of a living entity is the controller of all living entities all over the universe. The body consists of 9 gates, 2 eyes, 2 nostrils, 2 ears, 1 mouth, the anus, and the genitals. The living entity in his conditioned stage identifies himself with the body. But when he identifies himself with the Lord within himself, he becomes just as free as the Lord, even while in the body. Svetasvatara Upanishad 3:18. Therefore, a Krishna conscious person is free from both the outer and inner activities of the material body. Om Gyana Timuranasya Gyana Jana Salakaya Satsur Meditam Yena Tasmai Si Gurve Sachetanya Movisya Staphitam Yena Bhuta Swayam Rupa Kadama Dadati Swami Dadati Vandeham Si Guru Si Guru Sirupa Sagadata Saha Ragnata Sadveta Sarvabhuta Parijana Sahita Krishna Cheta Shirada Krishna Ada Saha Ganamalita Vishaka Vishka Krishna Karma Sindhu Dina Bandhu O Krishna Radha Tata Kanchana Purvande Radhe Vishna Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Vande Sri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Sahur Gurudaya Puspamantu Chita Chantam Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishna, Namaste Bhakti Vedanta Swami Kitana, Namaste Saraswati Devi Bhagavani Vachakata, Sonya Mada Pasasya Shtana, Anjaka Tarivicha, So thank you everyone for coming to participate in the ISKCON program. This is a segment of the ISKCON program. People work very hard during the week. Some people even have 2 jobs. 3 jobs.
roads. But the whole idea of, idea of getting these jobs is to maintain this city of 9 kids. I've never seen someone who has become so detached. Of course, I did a few years on this planet, but I've never seen anybody who has become so detached and does not care for the maintenance, the care of this city of 9 kids. The roads always go smooth. This city is super nice. You don't have potholes on the roads. Lights are always on at the appropriate time before dark. And lights are switched off immediately, sunrise. Everything goes on in the city of 9 kids automatically. I love this city of 9 kids. I like to be there all the time. And there are so many provisions, infrastructures, and are so enriching in this city of 9 kids. And I've become very attached to this city of 9 kids. So, when I have a problem, sometimes I think, this city is so nice that I think I have a problem with identity crisis. I think I am this city of 9 kids. This is my problem. So all of you here, help me. This has caused me headache. It has caused me so much trouble. It has caused me to transmigrate, into different cities of 9 kids. Since time immemorial. This is the conception, this is the approach of the Brahmins. They think, I have wasted my life trying to embellish the city of 9 kids, trying to paint the roads very nicely. And you are living in the city, the road should be nice now. And if you drive your car, there should not be any lack of gas. Go to the gas station and you get gas at a cheap rate. But unfortunately, we find ourselves sometimes very uncomfortable in the city of 9 kids because sometimes we are forced to do things against our better judgment. There are certain things we don't want to do, and we do them before we begin to think, what? Why did I do this? So, because we are conditioned in the city of 9 gates, we begin to identify this city of 9 gates as a real personality. And no, we are resident in the city of 9 gates. We are not the city of 9 gates. In other words, we are not this body. The whole problem that is confronting the world today is just a misidentification of the actual personality, the jiva, with the city of 9 kids. We take it in multiple sense. This is referred to as identity crisis. Crisis of identity. Sometimes, you very people who are championing different causes for peace, for global peace and harmony, they don't understand who they are So if we don't understand who we are, what type of efforts we are going to put in our adventures for peace evolution and peace revolution, then we yield sustainable results. And it's like someone goes to school, they have to study to acquire, degrees, but they don't even know who they are. So then it creates a challenge even for the learner. Then we'll find out because we are identified or misidentified. The Jiva has misidentified with the city of Nine Gates, and that there are a whole lot of complications that we encounter in this material world. Tell me one problem in this world that is not based on misidentification of the Jiva with the city of Nine Gates. Just tell me one problem in this world that is not based on that. Tell me one problem on this planet. So all our problems stem from the ignorance that we've been nurturing for billions of lifetimes. And so when we encounter Krishna consciousness by the message of Srila Prabhupada, we come to realize that we are residents of the city of Nine Gates. We cannot be city of Nine Gates. And we use the city of Nine Gates to be able to reinvent our Christian identity, to revamp our Christian consciousness. So we don't say, well, city of Nine Gates, to hell with the city of Nine Gates. No, we use it in the efforts to extricate ourselves from the shackles of material bondage. This is wisdom. And that is the difference between the life of the devotee and the life of the ordinary person out there. Apparently, we seem to do the same things. We go to the same mall, we go to the same grocery shops. But the modus operandi and the modus vivendi, they are different. The devotee is shopping for Krishna. He goes to the mall, he makes the shopping, he comes back, cooks for Krishna, and the remnants he distributes to the devotees as Maharaja. So yeah, the same like the devotees and the ordinary people, they do the same thing. They utilize the same infrastructures and the same facilities. But the modus vivendi is completely different. The modus operandi is completely different. And that was sometimes people miscue. I think the devotees, just like every other person, what's the difference? They do all the same thing they're doing. Oh, they have wives, they have children, they have husbands, they have big cars, they're riding Lamborghini, Tesla. If they are spiritualists, they should just walk on the road. Why are they riding Lamborghini? Yeah, I remember in Louisiana, I went to Louisiana for a conference, Southwestern Society conference. So I was staying at the temple, and then there was this guy working for the temple. He saw some really big cars. He started making allegations that you guys say you're spiritual people. Look at the cars you're riding. For him, he thought that they were spiritual people, they should have cars. They didn't have Christ. I don't know how to I think in England, some journalists accuse Prabhupada. Why are you riding airplanes? You're supposed to be a Swami and riding airplane. So, our processes, not that of artificial spirituality. And sometimes even the devotees, they misfeel. I know during a lot of days past, there was a pandit, what's his name? One of the translators. So he went to see a Vijay lady, and he saw that Vijay lady put on the Vijay lady he had had Papa put on the Vijay lady. Was short leg, they were exalted acharya, exalted devotee. So he went with the frame of mind that he's going to see an exalted renunciant. And then when he came, he saw Pudani Peter Nili sitting on an open chair, well decorated, and his dress was super kingly type of dress. So he thought, wow, you're not a bandit. Well, Pandit made this, he almost killed himself for offending Pudari Vijay, because he was told Pudari Vijay was such a great renunciant and great devotee of Lord Krishna. Let's go see. And then when he got there, he saw Pudari swords and opulence, surrounded by opulence. So he had his contamination that overwhelmed him. What? What?
I was thinking of normality.
No. Pudari Vijay. So, General Pandit went there, and he saw Pudari opulence. So, he thought, no. Devotee could not live in this type of opulence. Pudari Vijay understood his dad. The person who brought him there understood his dad. So, the person who brought him recited some verses from the scriptures. Pudari Vijay swore he will increase this. For a pure devotee, it's like lots of time. Someone recites some verses from the Purana, or from the Bhagavad-gita, the 10 kind about the good pastime of Lord Krishna with the goodness. Lots of time will be, and he was sworn into ecstasy. The same thing applied to Pudari Vijay. So that Pandit felt very, very disturbed. He thought, I'm an offender, I'm a patient. So, that made him to think of ways to pay for his offense. Eventually, he decided the only way I can pay for my offense is to take initiation from Pudari Vijay and serve him to pay for my offense. So he took permission from Lord Chaitanya, gave him the green light. So, identity crisis. This is the cause of frictions, the cause of offenses, the cause of conflicts, the cause of international conflicts. Some political leader will come from one country will come and speak some hogwash about some other country, and then the leader of that country comes to also counteract with another hogwash. The two wrongs don't make a right. So, when we been conditioned by the city of Nine Gates, and so we tend to be driven by the impulse of the city of Nine Gates. And the city of Nine Gates is also under the auspices of emotions, the gunas. So there are a number of endogenous and exogenous factors imparted on the city of Nine Gates, which also ultimately affect the jiva. So our condition, human condition, is pitiable. We have enemies from within and from without. And these enemies impel us sometimes to act against our better judgment. But then, at least the important they're lucky, they can understand this and walk towards reinventing their spiritual future. And what about the people out there? They don't know it. And then it's business as usual. So we have a lot of job to do. We have a lot of work to do. Prabhupada has given us the tools. He has provided us with the strategies to recreate and lead a positive spiritual change in society that will revamp the collective consciousness of individuals. And that is the holy name. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This is the greatest service we can render to humanity, to share with our loved ones, to share with everybody the holy names of Lord Krishna. This is what the world needs right now. Because the world doesn't lack anything. There is heavy piles of nuclear armament. There's so much money. Talk about the euro, the dollar, the pound sterling. There's so much. Skyscrapers, they are all over the place. The people are not happy dealing with all of these fixed moving assets. And so, just trying to polish the city of Nine Gates, just trying to refurbish the roads of the city of Nine Gates, just trying to fix the lights of the city of Nine Gates, doesn't give the resident of the city of Nine Gates any happiness. And therefore it boils down to a system of either renouncing whatever energies, whatever resources, whatever results we may acquire from our individual and collective efforts, with the understanding that I am not the doing. Traditionally, in material world, people do some things and they claim proprietorship. And this also causes some type of attachment. And attachment basically brings miseries in the course of time. And so the whole process of becoming free from distributed circle of miseries, bed, death, old age, processes devotion service. And no matter what assets we have acquired, no matter what accomplishment we have acquired, I keep talking. Some of my friends they have 3 PhDs. They're not happy. Yeah. I mean, I will mention this even in primary teachers in a class. One professor, I went to a conference, I was in India for like almost 4 years. I just came back a few days before Christmas. So I was in India and I went to a conference, and one of the professors, he was like just texting me. And he said, Dr. Bass, you have a PhD in management science. Are you sitting there with being astronomy? You can contribute so much to the world. So I asked him. He didn't meant evil. Just out of ignorance, he thinks there is something superior to some Christian. So I asked him, Professor such, are you happy with your life? Yes, I know they're not. I live with them, I live with them, I do everything with them. I know they're not happy. So most of the time, professors and women professors, and they can't understand how I'm so happy with my life. Yeah. So then those who can't grow, they understand, this is business. He's a priest. He has president. He has self-regulation. Because people are not self-regulated. Bhagavad-gita, Krishna mentioned the Bhagavad-gita 6:17. You could have the eyes and you could change this kind of stuff. That we are in pains because we refuse to regulate our lives. And that if we regulate in our eating, sleeping, and recreation, we can become better off. Even physical health values. Go to the hospital and investigate. You see most of the diseases are coming from eating, overeating, or undereating. Silent, So, the conditioning of this city of 9 days is terrible. Sometimes it's completely imperceptible how we have been so much conditioned. Sometimes, Papa uses this word often. Sometimes some people don't really understand the gravity of conditioning. I can give you an example. Professor Pavlov, this French psychologist, developed this conditioning model. So he put a dog in a cage. So each time he wants to feed the dog, he rings the bell. And then he measures the salivation rate of the dog. So he did this a number of times. One time, he rang the bell without bringing any food. And he measured the salivation of the dog, the salivation rate of the dog. The dog was salivating. No food is there. He was conditioned. The dog was conditioned to. The bell associated with food. So even when there was no food, he was already eating mentally. So you can't stop the dog from salivating because it's conditioned. So the same thing when we are conditioned to this material life, it becomes very difficult. Sometimes some devotees don't seem to understand. Your family members are not participating in Krishna consciousness, you become angry. Your friends are not participating in Krishna consciousness, you become angry. But see, because you are doing it doesn't mean that it is very easy for everybody. Some people don't have the sufficient said, Vasudeva Swami. So we should not undermine devotees around us. These are great souls. And we should try to work together. Prabhupada said, if you love me, work cooperatively. So work together to see how we're helping each other to grow individually and collectively in Krishna consciousness. It's not an easy job. If it's an easy journey, we would have said this place will contain people. If you go to any faculty in the university, you don't have in a PhD class, you don't have many students. 100-level class, thousands of faculty courses. Master's class, few. PhD, maybe one faculty, one person, or two people, or maybe three. Krishna consciousness is a postgraduate program in consciousness evolution, in religious perfection. Therefore, people who do not have that high willpower, willpower is what enables one to be able to exercise self-control. People who do not have high willpower forget these devotional service. It's not possible. Therefore, we should appreciate the devotees around us when despite the challenges. What training? Because they are rightly situated, and because they are body pain, their body Guluka or Vaikuta bound pain, and because they are probably sit best, yes, they pass through turbulent zones. Then because they don't jump off the airplane, they will get to the supreme destination. So we should honor and respect the devotees around us. Honor, respect, love, care the devotees coming to us. Yes, we have City of Nine Gates that is influenced by endogenous and exogenous factors. We should not succumb to the pressure of these forces. Any comments and questions? Yes.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you for coming to Detroit and giving us a beautiful lecture. Maharaj, my question is, obviously you exude enthusiasm. You have so much enthusiasm. I don't have so much enthusiasm. How do I get that enthusiasm you have?
If I tell you, if I prescribe to you, will you follow the Because I've seen these type of situations a lot, you know. I was in Delhi, and one gentleman, he came to me, he told me that, he was in love with Bhakti Theatre, and now he's done, and he's devastated. Can you be my sister? I said, no, I have no problem with it. So we are hanging out with each other in Delhi, so he was to leave, and then he came to me to make that to the room, with the guest quarters. He said, Maharaj, I don't want to seek for your help. I said, well, tell me. I said, what is it that I can do to, before long relationship in my home? I have a wife, 2 young kids. I said, I have the solution. I have the solution, I have the prescription for you. He said, tell me. So I said, when you get back home, he came from Pune. I said, when you get back home, sit your wife down when you're happy and she's happy, and you ask her, what are the things that I am doing in this family, in this home, that you don't feel comfortable with, that you think I should adjust myself to create a more continual and happy, loving relationships? He looked at me right in the face and he said, Maharaj, if I ask my wife this, she's going to break the whole list. She said she'll break the whole long list. I said that you came to me for prescription. You came for me for diagnosis. I'm not diagnosed, I get a prescription. Now you say you're not going to take the medication. Are you ready to take it?
I'm a little nervous now.
Anyway, I'll tell you anyway. How to become enthused? You see, I go around and this is one of prominent factor that has surfaced most of the times. People ask questions. Man, in the beginning I was so much enthused, I was so much hyper, so much. And now, I find it difficult even to turn my system around. I find it difficult to wake up in the morning to start my job. I find it difficult to do this and that. I said, so, see, do you read every day? Do you proper book every day? No. Do you go to bed at 9:30 or 10 o'clock? No. Do you eat only prasadam? You don't eat burger outside? You don't eat biscuit somewhere outside? No. All questions are asked. No. You want to have enthusiasm? No. So, yeah. Enthusiasm. And the words of Bhakti Theta, he said, we should rejoin the movement. We should rejoin the movement. That is how we can sustain our enthusiasm. Think about the things we were doing when you came, how you were so much enthused. Waking up. I remember one guy and his wife, when I was still in Africa, who come and knock on the gate. Before 4:30 he's there. Before 4:30. He's a professional. Before 4:30 he's knocking on the gate to come in from America. So, in the beginning they're so enthused. Then when time goes by, we feel very comfortable. We don't want to do anything. We don't want to have association with people who are enthused, who want to spend the time outside for a long time, even after work. We don't want to come back home. We're spending time outside with non-devoted friends, hanging out and talking all that for Pajaba and all this stuff. Then we wonder why is enthusiasm depleted? If you have some money in your bank balance and you keep using the money, you're not refurbishing your account. Account will be depleted. So yes, it will be a challenge even to get up to do your japa at 4 o'clock because the mind tells you are sick. Don't wake up today. No need to chant today. Your body is very weak, you're sick. The rest of it. The next day, the same thing. The next day, the same thing. You are controlled by the mind. So, how do we get free from this type of circumscription or incarceration? We beg Prabhupada, beg our spiritual master. We pray to our spiritual master. We want to maintain a sort of enthusiasm. We should read every day. We should associate with Prabhupada. We should associate with Krishna every day. If we associate with Krishna every day, we will be purified. We will be enthused. If we read Bhagavad-gita every day, we are worshiping Krishna with our intelligence. We will get purified. Lord Vishnu, in the Gita Mahatmya, discussion of Lord Vishnu, between Lord Vishnu and Lakshmi, Vishnu said, Bhagavad-gita is not different from him. So if you're reading Bhagavad-gita, you are worshipping God Krishna with your intelligence. You will become purified. The same effect as worship deities. We should stop eating burger outside, grains outside, pizza outside. It's not offered to Krishna. Yes, it's vegan, so what? We are not vegetarians. We are Krishnatarians. We are not even vegetarians. We are Krishnatarians. Everything we eat has to be offered to Krishna. Then we can get the appropriate purification. If we eat, Krishna mentions in the Gita, if you eat even the vegetables without offering to him, he said they are eating sin. And this is the way on us. They have a pattern of consciousness. And so you become unintuitive. The chanting we need to do the chanting during the Brahma Muhurta hours to sustain enthusiasm. Yes, we need to do our japa during the Brahma Muhurta hours. If we don't do the japa during the Brahma Muhurta hours, we will not also have a focus in our professional development. We go to work and we feel morose, we feel dejected, we feel very much uninterested in anything. But just do this. Do your japa before you go to work and see your mood. Some of your friends, some of your co-workers will ask you, did you take some wine today? You seem so happy. You seem so happy. What's going on with you? You know, one therapist, social worker was speaking with me yesterday in Panty. And she said, her colleagues, they answered, when your behavior is different, you don't feel disturbed by anything. How is that? Because people working with all of these victims of trauma, they also become traumatized. They have the impact of that environment because the environment impacts on behavior. So then she tells them, I'm a spiritualist. I do meditation, I do mental meditation every day. And so what we are doing has positive impact on our lives. And people around us, they see that we are different. So to maintain that enthusiasm in being focused on Krishna's service, Krishna's holiness, we need to do the things according to how and what Prabhupada prescribes. Prabhupada wanted us to wake up early in the morning, during the Brahma Muhurta hours, to use the Brahma Muhurta hours for spiritual activities. And if we don't sleep on time, we'll come out and wake up to use the Brahma Muhurta hours for any spiritual activities. So we turn our sitting around, we turn the lamps in the night, we will lose our enthusiasm. Because at that time, the night is governed by the mode of ignorance. So we will not even have good concentration. The chanting will be mechanical. It becomes duty. Instead of doing it with love. So we'll be interpreted. Now everything becomes mechanical. It's a duty. People do their duties without being enthused because they know that they're going to get money at the end of the month. So they just do it. They force themselves to do it. The Krishna consciousness does not require that we have to force ourselves to do it if we follow the prescriptions given by the Acharya. Prabhupada has given us, provided a legacy behind that if we tread on that path, we will maintain enthusiasm. We should give up eating grains outside that are not open to Krishna. See, pizza is a functional connotation in America. Cookies is a functional notation in America. So sometimes we go out and then we buy these cookies. I mean, even in India, People buy all these sweets and cookies and all over the place. Yes, it is not meat or fish or eggs, but the person who cooks these grains, their consciousness goes into the grains. And you eat these things, it impacts on your behavior. Minor, little things that they matter came into enthusiasm in our Christian consciousness. We should cultivate the habit of reading. The reading is important. Now in ISKCON, there are courses that have been put in place, back to South Street, back to Baba, back to Baltimore. Why? To enable devotees to systematically study this book. We want to preach, we have to know, we have to understand the philosophy in details. But not just using the philosophy or reading the philosophy to understand the details, to preach, but that really enhances our purification. Therefore, we can become fixated in Krishna consciousness. We have enthusiasm. We should also visit the Dharma. When was the last time you visited Vrindavan?
2015.
That's how many years now?
9 years.
It's too far. And so, see, all religious people from different religious traditions, they go for pilgrimage. The Christians, they go to Jerusalem for the pilgrimage. The Muslims, they go to Mecca. And the Buddhists also, they've all over the world. They flood Vrindavan, Mayapur, every year. We should not just sit back and think that, it doesn't concern us. Just like some people say, these things, this is for Kamis. When some people just want to marry and then they say, you need to check compatibility charts. And so, how many people to the man? And sometimes when they go to the conference girls, they say, the girl says, can we check the compatibility? No, I've seen the number of this. And then they hear the boy, he just wants some cheap, quick fix. And they say, we're devotees, we don't need that. That's for kindness. We're transcendental. If you're transcendental, you don't need sex. You need sex. Follow what is prescribed in the scriptures. Yeah, I'm saying that. So, bottom line, we should follow the little things, petty, small things that Prabhupada wanted us to follow, to do. We should read. Prabhupada emphasized, read my books. You want to distribute these books? Good. Then read the books so that you understand the philosophy. Not only understand the philosophy, you get beautiful. Everything high into service. See, when you read, the quality of your chanting is different. Read. So you read and examine the quality of your chanting. You have better concentration when you read. We've experimented about these things when we get younger and older. So we should not neglect the little petty, seemingly small, minor things. In your comments and questions? Yes, please.
Maharaj, thank you for such a wonderful class. We're very grateful to you, Maharaj. So in the Bhagavad-gita, somewhere around halfway, Krishna reveals that he is the personality of Godhead to Arjuna. So that's when Arjuna apologizes for treating him as an intimate friend. So indicating to us that prior to that point, Arjuna had no idea that this was a personality of Godhead. So in the beginning of the Bhagavad-gita, when Arjuna is bewildered, so he takes shelter of Krishna. But we know he did not know at that point that this was the personality of Godhead. So how did he have the confidence that this person could dispel his bewilderment?
Yeah. You see, Arjuna was just playing the role of a commissioned soul. He knows. Arjuna is an accompanying Krishna in all his pastimes. So he knows. It's like in the case of Subala and Krishna, Subala will even chastise Krishna, and Krishna is treating the gopis in the wrong way. And inappropriate or doing something that is like hurting some unaccountable boy or unaccountable girls. So Arjuna knew Krishna right from the beginning. He played the role of bewilderment. It's just that we have theater artists. They have the skills, they have the degrees, they have all of this technical know-how, but they go on stage and play a particular role. So at one point in time, he's playing the role of gross, ignorant person who doesn't know the person is doing. And this is the same Krishna that, was the messenger to the Pandavas. So I don't know, this is so representative God. Even at that time, before the battlefield of Kurukshetra, he knew. The Pandavas, they knew Krishna is the representative God. But they are cousins. They are cousins. So that supremacy is not displayed before them. Krishna also, by his yoga maya, he covers them up. I mean, Mother Yasoda, for instance, he knew his boy is a peculiar person, and sometimes she realized that this is a supreme personality of God. But Krishna, I think, will come out with yoga maya so that the drama will flow, the theater art will flow in a good way. So Arjuna was wearing different caps, different hats, and different circumstances. Then, even before the battlefield, Arjuna knew Krishna. He is supreme.
So in those intimate pastimes that happen in the spiritual world, is Krishna fully aware of his own personality? Because if he's aware, then is he putting on a show? Or is he also under the impression that he's an ordinary person?
Krishna is always aware that he is the supreme person of God. Okay, I was telling this past time, I think in Farmington or so, when there was a festival that was going on in Golden. And one of Krishna's parents went to inform me that the gopis are preparing for that festival. They are making preparing pairs for decorations and all these things for the festival. So Krishna went there to ask the request for them to give him some pairs to decorate his car. And Narita spoke up. She said, these pairs are meant for decorating the king's wife, the king's queen. You asked him to decorate, for you to use them to decorate your car. So Krishna said, okay, I hear you. So he went to meet his mother and demanded and asked for pears. That he wants to make a garden to grow pears. The mother said, what? Pears don't grow from the ground. From oysters and other sources, not from the ground. And Krishna, pressured his mother. And the mother, this is the supreme person of God, he can do anything. So she brought all the pears in the home and gave it to him. Then Krishna left, went with some of his friends, and then they developed a garden by the abandoned German festival and planted the pears. In 3 days, they started flourishing. The whole place was booming, perfume of pears. The news got to the gopis. And they came, they saw it, but then they thought to themselves, Krishna will never give us a dime of pear. Because when he came to us to just ask for pears, decorating his car, we refused him. So he will not give us anything. Let us also make our own garden. We saw what he was doing anyway. So they went to gather pears from their homes, the parents, and then they came to plant them. What happened? It was thicker bushes that came up. And so they tried to compare with Krishna, but even all the Krishna were playing with them like an ordinary friend. Krishna knew he used to represent them all the time, 24/7. He knew, come on, he knew he was to represent the God, whether in the spiritual world or the material world, the material area or whatever. The problem is that even those who are close to him, they tend to be covered over sometimes by their own desire. And then again is a leader, Krishna. One of those things will happen to teach everybody that, look, I'm already superintendent of God, I can ask you for something. It's not that I have anything. I mean, it's like, let's say, serve does Krishna really want us to come and surrender to him or serve him? He has millions of, servants. But whatever we do, Papa said, whatever little service we do, Krishna will take cognizance of that and it is the practice. Even mentally, if we judge by the path, Krishna is surprised because he is but a bride to man. So yeah, Krishna is all cognizance of his supremacy at all times. He plays different roles. Alright. If you have any other comments and questions, we'll pray for the enjoyment of this meeting. Any support, please? Thank you very much for participating in this meeting. So that all
Vasudeva Swami.
Yeah.